Hey there, my name's Hannah and I'm a nature and wildlife photographer and I'm here to show you what's in my camera bag. So I shoot on the Sony a7R V. It is 61 megapixels and an absolute beast of a camera. I also shoot video on it and love it for so many reasons, but mostly because it's an extension of me. I feel like I know this camera inside and out. I don't need to even think when I'm pressing all of the buttons. Everything is customized exactly how I need it to be. On it right now is the 24-70 G Master II lens. It's an F2.8 and I use this mostly for landscapes and tight portrait shots. So this is kind of my do everything lens. I have a bunch of different filters, mostly for my 24-70, but they add a little bit of a creative look to some of my landscape photography. And on here, I also have the vertical to horizontal mount by Small Rig. And so this mount really allows me to just be super keyed in when I'm in the field. So if I'm getting more of a behind the scenes shot of me taking photos of wildlife with my longer lenses, it just allows for a seamless switch between vertical content and horizontal content because I shoot for both Instagram and YouTube. Next up, I have the 100-400 G Master lens, and this was actually my first wildlife lens. And it was great for me because it was also versatile in the sense where I could shoot landscape photography as well. And so having a lens that is 100-400 allows for compressing those landscapes as well as getting those wildlife shots. And for me, I also have the 24-70, like I mentioned, and I opted for the 100-400 instead of the 70-200, mostly because I knew I wanted to go into wildlife. And so this lens just gives me a little bit more range in comparison to the 70-200. The 200-600 allows me to get really intimate moments with wildlife, and it's in a way where I'm not intruding on its personal space. That's the last thing you want to do as a wildlife photographer. So it's really important to be able to create that safe distance from the animal while still maintaining those images that you want to craft. So I have that range from 200 to 600, and so I'm able to take more wide landscape shots, or I'm able to kind of zoom in and get more of those portrait full frame of the animal in the photo. So these lenses really have me covered from 24 all the way up to 600, which is bananas. And the only range that I'm not really covered in is 70 to 100, right? So I have the 24-70 followed by the 100-400. Now, in my mind, I rarely shoot within that range of 70 to 100. And if I do, one of the great things about the a7R V is that I can shoot in APS-C mode. So sometimes I'm able to kind of get within that 70 to 100 range. So these really work all together to capture some of my favorite things to photograph, which are landscapes and wildlife, and occasionally portraits and more lifestyle shots. And this is the Pelican 1535 case. So this is great to put in the overhead bin in an airplane, and it keeps all of my equipment safe. And I have this Peak Design backpack, which kind of holds all my odds and ends. And now, to be honest, I often switch these two up depending on the type of trip that I'm taking. And what I love about my case is that it keeps my gear organized and clean and easy to access when I'm trying to change lenses. And then if I'm out in the field and I need a backpack, I'll throw some lenses in here and then I'll hit the trail. So this Peak Design backpack is actually kind of a shell. It has a laptop sleeve in here, and then these two cubes actually come totally out. So in this smaller cube, I have, drumroll please, a Hi8 camera. And this is for more behind the scenes lifestyle stuff. And then this is a larger cube, which kind of acts as more organization. As you can see, organization is really key. And in here, I have some think tank pouches. This has some cleaning gear, so I have Pancro, lens brush, dust blower, things like that. I've got all of my batteries, and I have 2 chargers in here. I think I have 13 batteries in here. You can never have too many. And this is my tech pouch, which has all things techie. I have a hard drive in here. I have a CF Express Type A card case, which is very handy for keeping all of my precious cards very safe. I have some back caps and body caps here just in case. And then I have my card reader. So that is for all things tech right in there. And then I also have the Sony ECM1 microphone. And I love this because it is a directional microphone so that I can change if I want it to pick up the audio from the front or the back. And it's really great for pretty much everything that I need for YouTube, for Instagram, and especially for wildlife, which is super fun to kind of get more nat sound in my videos. Next up, my binoculars. These are kind of my best friend also, in addition to my lenses when I'm in the field. They allow me to scan the landscape and just kind of key in on where those animals or even where those birds might be. This also has a pocket here in the front, and I keep some Sony headphones just in case. Sometimes I like to listen to music when I'm out on trail alone. And then I have this hot shoe mount for my cell phone, so I'm able to take more behind the scenes stuff with this. And then I've got some phone chargers, some more lens cloths, a small rig multi-tool, and some animal bones because, you know, who doesn't have animal bones and some rubber gloves in their camera bag? So as a wildlife photographer, it's kind of my duty, maybe I've made it my duty, to tell these stories of these animals, and this kit allows me to do just that. From my long lenses to even my 20-40-70, the tiny tools in here like my microphone, they all kind of work together to allow me to tell deeper stories of the animals that I'm photographing. And thanks for tuning in to see what's in my camera bag. If you want to see more of my photography or learn more about what's in my kit, you can find me at Hannah Rheaume on Instagram. Same thing for YouTube, and my website is hannahscamera.com.